Hello, it's day 6. Let's get into this. Today we're going to be doing mobility exercises, but we're also going to be learning really to control free movement against them. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's come into a cross-leg position. Nice and straight, nice spine, and I want you to raise an arm up and just make sure that your back position, your spine isn't altering as it happens. So in our first exercise here, really exhale, keep that rib cage down, abdominals turned on as each arm comes up. Now also want you to think about any rotation that a single arm movement might cause in the ribs. It could be back as you get higher at this position here, or it could be a forward rotation as you start to lift at this position here. So check for those and control against that rotation. Might indicate that there's just a little bit more work that we need to do to strengthen up to stop rotation as well. So really lifting through, keeping the spine nice and stable, nice slow movements. And then with that last one, I want you to come down. So we've got a second free movement here, and this one is really about controlling movement in the lower back. So I want you to come into a double knee fold, arms out wide, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower these feet down towards the ground and control against any lift of the rib cage and the lower back. Now that might mean that you can only get a small way down with the feet. Make sure the angle is remaining the same here, so the pressure of the load is even as you come down. And control with your abdominals, your back muscles, everything turned on. So this free movement of the hips isn't affecting the spine as it's loaded up. Now, free movements, essentially open chain movements, are movements where we don't have a force to push on. Now, really there is a force to push on here if you're pushing down, but for the legs, this is an open chain movement. And we have another one here for the shoulders, feet hip width and parallel. Let's move on to this rib cage closure. So we don't have anything to push on as we're moving the arms up overhead, but we can keep the ribs down so that this movement doesn't alter the shape of the spine as it's coming overhead. Now, if you've had 6 days of mobility, what you should be realizing is that this is actually a big core workout. There's a lot of work here to be able to stop the spine from moving, stop the pelvis or the shoulders from moving or the ribs from moving as something else is moving. So part of mobility is having a strong base from which to move. And that strong base from which to move is stability, the other side of the coin. And so we're starting to build things for week 4 into our program here with mobility by making sure everything else has a strong base and isn't moving. Last one. And then come back into the double knee fold. So we're going to increase our load, try and keep our spine nice and stable as we press out and bring that back. So straighten the legs. If you want to make this harder, bring the legs lower. If you want to make it easier, Bring the legs higher. I'm going to have them at an angle. That really challenges the position of my spine. So try and get the hard point of that. And one more. And let's bring those down. While we have you here, let's really start to stretch through the back of the thighs. Put some extra mobility in those legs by straightening up. Make sure the shape of the spine isn't changing. Make sure the back of the knees of the other leg isn't lifting. And really start to challenge that. Make sure you're feeling a full stretch through the hamstrings on this exercise. And last one. And the other side. So, back of the knees down, pelvis down, straighten that leg so that you're feeling that hamstring stretch. One more. And then let's roll over. Use Cobra to stretch out the front of our thighs. So, lifting up and pushing out. Slowly coming down. So, some of you have made the change to exhale to come up. For the rest of you, don't worry if you aren't confident of the back yet. Keep on inhaling on the way up. It will eventually come as you strengthen up. Make that the last one. We're going to introduce a new one for exactly the same muscle area. Bend that knee and lift. Now, really got to squeeze your bum for this to get that off the mat. Legs are quite heavy, and you might be feeling this a little bit in the lower back. So just be careful. Alter the height to smaller if it's coming in, and operate at that height. Four more on this side, and then we move over to the other side. And moving to the other. Three more. And then pull yourself up. You're going to bring one knee forward. And then kneel down and bring your hand forward to really stretch through the back line of that leg. Let's swap over to the other leg. Kneeling down and hand over. And then let's come all the way to the front. So another one that was a little bit tough, we're really starting to engage the core muscles to get some stretch in one area as we work muscles in its companion in the front or the back of the body. More of that tomorrow. Thanks very much for joining me. See you tomorrow. Bye.